I think that it's good to win conference games, good to win a conference game on the road. I think anytime you can, get over a barrier like that, a couple of years without winning the conference game, it's big as well to eliminate things like that. So I thought we did a really good job in a lot of areas. 31 first downs to 16. You look at that. We ran the football. We stopped the run, which is always important. I think it was also important, too, for us. We ran 85 plays of their 56. So there were contributions made really in all three phases when you look at it. Played well defensively early in the game, had some stops really from mid-third quarter on, which I thought were critical offensively. And said did a lot of really good things. Converted on third down, 8 of 16, 3 of 3 on fourth down. Ran the football, which was really good. No turnovers, obviously helps, and really the whole team looking at it. The 3 penalties, hurt in the game. So, most of the time if you can run the football, you can stop the run, you don't turn it over, you have very few penalties, you're going to have a chance. And we certainly did. Had some good contributions in special teams. Scored on the safety. Had a big kickoff return, which I thought lost some momentum, kind of gave us some momentum back. And I didn't think that any play was bigger than the blocked field goal. And, it was kind of back and forth there for a couple series there. And the blocked field goal that we had, I thought really kind of sparked us. And then we went down the field and scored and was able to now, instead of seesaw, and that now gave us a 10-point lead, which I thought was big. So I'm also really happy for Thomas Kofi. I was just told outside a while ago, and it's a young man that I said last week, and we'll say whatever. I mean, he didn't get here till late, was out of shape, and didn't really know the offense. And, so kind of struggled a little bit early in the season with that, but he kept working hard, had a great attitude, and it certainly paid off for him, and it's certainly helped us, too, that he's running it tough in there, which we're going to continue to play Ben Luckett. We're going to continue to play all of them, but I thought the other night we had a pretty good rhythm with Kofi and then with Duke coming in and, being a receiver and doing some things as well. So we'll continue to try to do that. But it's going to be a huge test at App State this week, and really good football team. I like what they do. I like their philosophy when you look at it. I hate to be redundant, but what do they do well? They run the football and they stop the run. That's what they do better than anybody in this league when you look at them. And, I think they're first in total defense. They're second in running behind Georgia Southern, but actually averaging 5 yards a carry. They're first in time of possessions. They're tied for first in sacks. They're +6 in turnovers. So, when you do those things like they do, coupled with the fact that they have a winner at quarterback that, you can just see. He understands exactly what he's doing, how he's doing it. And I'll never call anybody with his talent a game manager. You always hear that stuff because he's a lot more than that. But you can see, some of the games, depending on what's there, he throws it more. Some of them, they're running the football. But he just does a lot of great things, I think, to help their football team. And you can just tell, he's a winner. And that's what he does. And he just does what he has to do. So it's going to be a tough task, no question. I think in all the years I've coached, I've been in some great venues, and Boone's one of my favorites that I've ever been to. I thought it was a fantastic place when we went there at McNeese, for a stadium that's, it's a 25 to 30,000 stadium. It was as good atmosphere we ever played in over there. They love football, and it's a tough place to play. So, there's no question. We got our work cut out for us this week, but I think our kids are excited. They seem to be, and hopefully we'll be ready for the challenge. So, any questions?
First year, you're trying to establish that winning culture. Are you starting to notice a difference with the kids in terms of what's taking place in the last 2 weeks?
Well, you know what we've done the last 2 weeks is we've really fought hard for 4 quarters, and we fought in all 3 phases of the game, and that's what we're trying to get. Had a fantastic week of practice last week after the big win against South Alabama. Actually put together 3 really good days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I thought it accomplished it. So, it's, who knows? I'm not, I'm hoping that, but you really don't know till you get out there and kind of see. But I'm I'm hoping we can build on that and continue to build on that. And, one of the hidden things I think in football always have in team sports, and people talk about chemistry all the time. I think that's important, but you can't ever underestimate confidence in kids that have confidence in what you're telling them and in themselves and in their teammates and all that. So hopefully we can continue to improve. But I thought for the first time the other day, really, since I've been here, I thought we had a confident football team. Obviously everything didn't go the way we gave up some big plays. We didn't do some things at times, but I like the confidence that we had the other day. Even when they scored, we came back and answered. They scored, we came back and answered. They got us a few plays on our defense, but we kind of settled in. And then, I said for the last quarter and a half, actually played really good defensive football and stuff. So, you have to learn how to overcome things, and that's part of the process. But I've been really pleased the last couple of weeks in how we handled some adversity and handled some things, but came back and got back to playing the way we need to play. So hopefully that'll continue.
Ultimately, it's about the team, but for coaches to get national honors like you did with scholarships and things like that, it's got to be good for the program.
It is. It's huge, and I think it's certainly a credit to Thomas, and it's a credit to our offensive line. I think has improved, and we had some good blocking downfield. I think that Caleb's ability to run the ball has helped in the run stuff too, because he's a threat to run the ball. So, the run, the zone read, the option, so to speak, is a lot better in play now when the quarterback, because we've kind of got Caleb going a little bit too. He had, I think, close to 50 yards somewhere, but that's critical when people know he can run too and stuff. So, but no, that's huge for Thomas, and and I agree. It's big for our program, and we did it against a defense that's been good. It really is, and and I was thinking that the game would be more like in the beginning of the game, when it was tough, because the one thing they can do, and I think we settled in, but you saw the few plays that we ran wide, they could run, and they decked us, on any speed sweeps, on anything like that, and so we kind of settled in and just started running at them, and so I think that fit more into Kofi's game.
Since maybe not necessarily 200 yards, 5 touchdowns, but a game like this, like a breakout game for Thomas was coming.
You just don't ever know, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know how to predict things like that, but he's been practicing good, and like I said, it kind of turned into a game where I thought really fit him when you look at it. I mean, that's he's a tough kid that runs it hard in there, and he made some good cuts too. But I thought the game itself kind of played to his strengths a lot too.
You mentioned he was out of shape. That means weight or?
No, just it's tough down here. You guys know that humidity and all that. You've been in California and come down here, and and some of the these kids were here all off season, and then most of the other teammates were here in June too. And you come in and you're trying to get acclimated and stuff, and it's just natural. I mean, you're gonna struggle a little while to come down here in this humidity, and and to get in basically on the 5th week of an 8-week program, off-season program. But it's just the way it is. And when you bring in guys in the summer, that's what happens and stuff. So, and I said that last week for those of you who are here. I mean, I'll take some of the responsibility for that for sure. But we had a crowded backfield, and you try to get in August camp, you try to get guys a lot of reps. Tyler Kane was the number 1 guy, and Ben Luckett was the number 2 guy, and so then you kind of, you're kind of working down there, and he just probably didn't get enough reps in August camp and stuff. And if you go back, go back and change it. But at the time, that was kind of the way it was playing out.
You mentioned getting contributions in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. Do you think this is maybe the most complete game the team played all year?
I think so, in a sense too. That we averaged right around 45 yards a punt. I think we had 3 inside the 20. 1 at the 1. So we got some good contributions special teams wise. Like I said, I thought 2 of the bigger plays was the kickoff return, because we kind of got hit in the mouth there, and now we're down, and Marquise returns at 60-something yards, and now we got it, bam, and go in and score. Okay. And then we go up 3, but then they get it, hit a big play, great hustle by Jerron Offrey, and which we're going to point out today in our team meeting. We get him down, which looked like he was going to score, and we get him down, and then not only we hold him to the field goal, then we block the field goal and stuff. So it was a great hustle play by Juwan. But like I said, I thought those were 2 of the bigger plays, because we were up 3. And then now we block it and then go in and score. And now we're up 10, and stuff. So I thought both of those plays were big. And then, punting the ball down the one, getting them down there, and that got us a safety, and stuff. So we made some contributions, and so I agree with what you're saying. I think it probably was the most complete game we played. I agree with that.
Going back to you talking about the zone reading, the option, possibly straight ahead. At this point in the season, do you think you guys have kind of found an identity offensively, as you go from there?
Well, I think, we've kind of settled into what we want to do, but I think different weeks, different opponents are going to dictate different things. And I said they were really fast, run the football. The other thing I thought we did a really nice job of is we stayed for the most part out of the third and longs. And, I think that's huge with the personnel we have and what we're trying to do. I think that's big. And you look at it, 8 of 16, 3 of 3 on fourth down. One of them was 4th and 7, I think, because we threw the screen to Marcus Green. The other 2 are 4th and 1. It's always looks at it. Like I said, look, I'm big on third downs. I think we practice them as much as anybody in the country does. If you watch our spring practice and our August practice, however, it matters on what you do on first and second down. It's 3rd and 10 is not good. Consistently, especially last week, South Owl in the last few opponents, and then coming this week against App State, they got some great pass rushers, and you just got to stay out of that, and stuff. There's not a lot of good things happen, and especially when you're young at quarterback, having to hold the ball and wait for windows and do all that stuff. It gets a little tougher and stuff. But all these were, most of them, for the majority of them, were manageable situations on third down.
You look at Troy and the way they were able to run the football last week on App State, and just kind of looking at the box score, it seems for Silver's turned the corner on one big play, but most of it they were just running their tailback straight up at him. Is there anything you always see on the field that you can take advantage of there?
No, I mean Troy is more of a full wide 10 personnel team all the time and stuff. So they have them spread and they have them. So a few of the run plays they run a little bit different than ours and stuff because we run a lot with a tight end and stuff too. So no, I mean obviously we take every film and look at it. Miami had some success early in the year, so we made sure that we watched that. So no, there's no question. I mean we watch every game, but we emphasize, we break them down by personnel. We break them down by down and distance. We also, too, have a thing that we always watch, that I watch kind of at the end that I call plus plays. And, any play that went for, any run that went for 5 or more yards, any play that went for 10 or more yards, we have them all on tape, and then break them by like plays and, okay, these plays here, and stuff. So, that's everybody, though. We do that and stuff. So, coaches are all thieves by nature. Stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
Two wins from being bowl eligible. Is that something you address, or is that just for us media schmoes and the fans?
No, I really, just gonna. It's everything's really boiling down to, we got to go win this game and stuff. So that'll be the main, focus on this week or whatever. Just trying to win this game, and the way the schedule's set up now. It's kind of, we kind of got 2 games left, but they're 2 separate games. And the fact that we go to App, then we have a week off, then we play Lafayette at home. So, it's not like it's kind of almost like 2 games left, but they're each a game really within itself. If you look at it the way the schedule's set up.
In terms of that offensive identity question that Adam asked, the fact that Caleb seems to be settling in a little bit, understand how big is that for him and for the offense?
I think it's huge, and I think he's showing, I think, really good poise, in addition to, he's a really good athlete. You can see that, and he's doing some things, but I think he's handling, he's got a lot of composure, and think about it. He started 2 games against 2 good defenses, and he's turned it over 1 time. I hate to jinx him, but it was the end of the South Owl game when he threw the pick. But other than that, he hasn't turned the football over. We had 1 procedure penalty the other day when he snapped the ball and our receiver wasn't quite set on the end of it. So it's not like it's a total disruption of, we've gotten into a pretty good flow and rhythm with him and stuff. So like I said, I think it's attributed earlier too that he got reps in August camp with the ones they all did. Because, we were trying to create competition and new staff and the whole deal and stuff. So it's not like our first team guys, especially the older guys like Balthazar and Savage and him, it's not like they haven't seen him in the huddle and stuff. So I think that was important.
When you talk about App, I get to sense when you talk about what they do is something you probably like to emulate here down the road as you build this program. But
Yeah.
at the same time, when you watch them, what makes them so good? Is it just talent, or is it what they're doing?
Well, I think everything. I mean, they're a talented football team, no doubt. I mean, their offensive line is good quarterback, running backs are good, and then you look at them defensively. They can run. They run in the football. They keep everything in front of them. They give up some pars, but they don't give up many home runs. I mean, nobody really. What's his name? Troy got him on a good wheel route, but I mean, the guy made a good catch. I mean, they hit him twice when he caught the ball, but I think it's a very, very, very well coached football team. They do what they do. We've been watching them, and they'll take something and tweak it here, but this is what we do. And, I think those teams like that, Coach Satterfield's been there. He's part of the system. This is who we are. This is what we do. Love that. I mean, I do. I mean, I love it. And, I felt like that, most of my experience, I like what we're doing now offensively, and I like, but most of my experience in coaching is that's what we've tried to do. We've tried to run the football and stop the run, and don't beat ourselves. You're going to get us, but, and you watch them on tape, and yeah, I like them. I mean, ain't no doubt. I mean, you can see me smiling, but I like what they do. And, they have a system, and this is who we are, and this is what we do, and I've been really impressed with them.
We talked a little bit about this at Sunbelt Media Day, but the last time you were at Kid Brewer and you were coaching at Kings, y'all had I think that was one night all around. You guys were able to come out with the win. But what do you remember most about that game?
I remember it was. It's a great place to play. I remember the atmosphere was really good. They had just opened a new addition to their field house, to their stadium, and the field house and all that. And they were having such tremendous success. 4 straight national championships, beat Michigan, the whole deal. So it was really good. I remember that. I mean, it was one of those deals that let's go get on the bus. And I remember how professional Coach Moore was. And I remember that. I remember how fast Amani Edwards was. And but I do remember after the game because Coach Moore was very gracious after the game. I think it was, I don't know, it was whatever, 30-something. I mean, or 40 to 30. I mean, it was back and forth. And after the game, I remember he said, Matt, congratulations and thanks, Coach. He said, we might play again in the playoffs. And I remember I told him, I hope not. That was one of them deals, where, we won, let's go get on the bus, let's get out of here, because, boy, they were talented. I mean, it was one of those games that obviously could have went either way, and, we were fortunate enough we had the ball last, basically, and drove it all the way down the field, whatever, and called timeout with 2 seconds left and kicked the winning field goal and got out of there, but it was a heck of a deal. I just remember how great a place I thought it was. You come down the hill and all the tailgating, when you come in there, and I thought it was a neat place.
It's all great atmosphere going to App State, but you just got back playing from the Georgia Dome, which I guess it's great to play in an NFL stadium yet. I wouldn't consider it to be the best atmosphere. You
Yeah.
mentioned juice last week and energy. Were you concerned going into the game that
Yeah.
you kind of had to create your own energy?
I agree, and matter of fact, I started the first team meeting last week talking about that. Look, it's a beautiful place. You have a great locker room. You're going to be in an NFL locker room. You're going to think but here's the deal. It's we're going to have to create our own energy. We're going to have to stuff. So, but I was impressed the way we handled that. I really was. But that's something we started talking about. I did from the first team meeting, and again, making them understand that this is how it's going to be, and it was pretty much what we had called.
You mentioned making sure to not hit yourself. How much is that magnified when you're going up against a defense that really just doesn't give up any?
Oh, it's magnifies tremendously and stuff, and but because you got to go in the game saying they're not going to beat themselves, and stuff. So, what you get both ways. Hopefully, we'll do what we have to do and make them earn it, and I'm sure they're going to try to do the same.
What is it about their defense where I know you mentioned they don't really give up the big play, but to also just constantly keep teams out of the end zone?
Well, I mean, it's hard to get them out of position. They kind of do what they do, and the majority of the time they're going to have 2 deep safeties and stuff. So it's hard to get them out of position, but they do a nice job of tackling. I mean, they're a good tackling football team. I think. And the other thing they do is they really pursue the ball well. And while they run and create turnovers and do stuff. They were down 14-0 the other day, and Troy's driving, and guy catches the ball and they strip him and runs back. Now it's 14-7, and now here we go. But they just keep doing what they do and stuff. So, but anyway, we're excited about going. I know that.
Kind of to piggyback on that a little bit, you got to see a bunch of different styles of 3-4 defenses and odd defenses all season. But what does that do that kind of differentiates themselves from the others?
I think they probably the odd teams we've played this year, the odd front teams, they blitz less, I think, just true blitzes. And really, if you look at it and you break them down, and I don't have the exact numbers or whatever, very, very low percentage of man. And, they probably play as much two-man or two-cat, however you want to call it, where they're playing man under and two over the top, than they do just all-out man and stuff. And that's just what they do. I mean, they rely on the fact that they're going to rally the football, and stuff. And so that's probably a little bit different because the other odd teams we played, we were so worried about the odd pressures and stuff. New Mexico, man, they pressured from everywhere. We were so worried about that. But this is an old school true odd defense that 28 the buck will blitz some. There's a couple corner blitzes, and we've been through all the games, but they just, they're more content on playing, letting their guys rush, let their rushers rush, and letting their guys play coverage and stuff than what we normally see.